Oh, howdy all, grab yourselves a beer, it is time for some Path of Exile discussion. Today I want to talk about crafting amulets using Awakener Orbs that are for intelligence stacking builds. Now, whilst I'm going to be giving an example about intelligence stacking, you can use a Warlord's amulet instead for strength stacking, or a Redeemer's amulet instead for a build that is dexterity stacking. And those replace the Crusader amulet that I have here. So what you'll see here is two different amulets, and to remove any confusion, I'll just take off my character's amulet. So Hate Beads here is a pretty damn terrible Shaper amulet. Item level 81 with suffix modifier of shaping, tier 1, 9% increased attributes. And as well as that, mana on kill, accuracy, spell damage, terrible all around item. But it's got a very important mod on it. Suffix modifier of shaping, 9% increased attributes. Then we have this Phoenix Locket, which again is not a good amulet, but it has, very importantly, has suffix modifier of the Crusade, 9 to 12% increased intelligence. And if you're not familiar with how to get this full detail on the mods, so that's the default and this is the full detail, what you need to do is firstly jump into the game settings and in the UI tab, turn on advanced mod descriptions, and then hold Alt while mousing over an item and you'll see all of the mod details. What's very important about these two items is that firstly, the game treats these two mods as being compatible. They can roll together. That's something that you need to check by doing quite a bit of in-depth research. You can take my word for it that it works when it comes to intelligence stacking mods, that the universal attributes and the universal percentage attributes stacks with increased intelligence percentage. So we're going to be using an Awakener's Orb to merge these into one item, retaining a special mod from each of them. So if you have a look here, you'll notice that there is only one modifier that is a Shaper exclusive mod. So that's the suffix of shaping that we care about. When you use an Awakener's Orb, what it does is it destroys two items, then creates a new item, which has up to one influence mod from the first item, up to one influence mod from the second item that you use the Awakener's Orb on, and has the item level and base type of the second item that you're using. It also remembers permanent modifications made to the second item as well. So the only Shaper exclusive mod here is of shaping. The only Crusader exclusive mod here is of the Crusade, 9 to 12% increased intelligence. So that means that the Awakener's Orb is going to take this the mod from the sacrificial item and give it to the new one. However, something that other players have mentioned to me that I believe is true, although I can't verify this, I haven't done a large enough sample size to be sure of this. Players have said that reforging an item with an Awakener's Orb ends up taking into account the catalysts that are on that item. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit this amulet. This is going to be, so we're going to be using because the Crusader one's a lower item level, we're going to be sacrificing it to empower this item. So this is an item level 81, this is 75. So I'm going to power up the item level 81 Shaper amulet. Going to stick a whole bunch of these attribute catalysts on it, and the reasoning behind this is that supposedly, and as I say, I can't verify that this has worked myself. That makes it more likely for you to roll stat affecting modifiers. So let's give this a go. Firstly, we're going to hit the Awakener's Orb. First item, always read Awakener's Orbs before you use them. Destroys an item, applying its influence to another of the same item class. So the one we want to destroy is the one we didn't put quality on, and the one that we want to apply it to is here. And what did we end up getting? So we have our desired two suffixes. We've got the 10% increased intelligence and 7% increased attributes. Notice that those are the same mod tiers, but they're not the same roles. So you need to further divine it at this point. We hit a good suffix, 45% fire resistance. It's not a fantastic one, but it's solid. And then our prefixes are pretty garbage tier. However, I think you can say that if you're playing a build that is based around intelligence stacking, once you divine this, it's going to be a damn nice amulet that you can use to really amp up your damage. The obvious thing that needs to be done is it needs to be blessed. It's currently sitting at 16, so blessed orbs are so cheap this league that we're going to keep going until we get perfect, and that can be a bit tricky to see. So you want to have advanced mod descriptions on again, and there we go. That's blessed perfect now. So this amulet is now providing 28 strength and intelligence. I could have gone with a 30 intelligence, which would be rounded up to 36. However, the reason I didn't is that would have cost considerably more to source the bases for. It's much cheaper to get an agate amulet or a turquoise amulet at the moment than it is to purchase the pure int ones. We're looking like it's a pretty solid final piece, and this is something that you could use whilst trying to get luckier than I did in this craft. The dream would be to also hit a very high tier of intelligence as a suffix on this roll. When you use an Awakener's Orb, I believe it's the same as using a Chaos Orb. You have an 8 in 12 chance to get a 4 mod total item, a 3 in 12 chance to get a 5 mod, and a 1 in 12 chance to get a 6 mod item. So there's a strong bias towards not having many additional mods on there. That means that you're fairly unlikely to see intelligence, but people believe that it's more likely to come up if you use the attribute quality. Anyways, that's an amulet that I think is now going to be pretty useful for someone. It's not the highest item level possible. 86 would be higher, but that would have cost multiple exalts to make the attempt, rather than this costing me a little bit under 2 all told. Most of that being for the Awakener's Orb. Got any comments or questions, fire away below. Otherwise, going to leave it there. I hope you have a good one.